Dating in 2024 is an absolute nightmare. Between social media, dating apps, feminism, and much more, it's understandable why a lot of guys are giving up on dating right now. But it's not just dating. Society in general, whether it's at work, school, or just in your day-to-day life, is becoming extremely hostile towards young men right now. But there is a silver lining to all of this. While 2024 may be the most complicated era in terms of dating and going the traditional route, it's also an era where rejecting the traditional route and just doing your own thing is becoming more and more widely accepted. The internet, technology, and broader social acceptance in general have made it easier than ever for men to go their own way, and that's what we'll be covering in this guide. The first thing you should do is drop the hate. Just let it go. Men going their own way often gets associated with hateful, vile misogynists on the internet. But I actually believe you can live a fulfilling life on your own in 2024 without constantly being consumed by hatred. Yes, we've all been wronged by women and by society, but spending all your days consumed by hatred and complaining about it on the internet doesn't get back at them. It only hurts you. So do what you gotta do to release the negative emotions. If you have to see a therapist, if you have to scream in your pillow, if you have to write down all the things that piss you off and burn it in a furnace, whatever way personally works best for you, do it now and get it over with. Because bottling up this negativity will only hurt your own health in the long run. Speaking of health, this is what we'll be focusing on first, as I believe it is the most important fundamental to living a happy life with or without women. There's a really good quote I saw the other day. A healthy man has 1,000,000 dreams. A sick man only has one. We tend to take our health for granted when we're young, but I've seen people with severe preventable health issues as young as their mid-20s because they don't take care of themselves. Don't let this be you. Try to get at least 30 minutes to an hour of exercise 4 or 5 times a week. Ideally, find a method of exercise that you actually somewhat enjoy. I'm a firm believer in the idea that if you enjoy what you're doing, you're much more likely to do it well and stick to it long term. So whether that's picking up a sport, cardio, swimming, or CrossFit, doesn't matter. Find what you enjoy and make a habit of sticking to it. There's literally no excuse to miss a workout, especially if you plan to go your own way and have no other obligations to deal with. Ideally, try to knock out your workout in the morning, as this gives you a nice energy boost for the rest of the day. One reason physical exercise is such a great way to boost confidence for young men is because you are guaranteed to see results if you put in the effort. You can put a lot of effort into chasing a girl and never see any results. You can put a lot of effort into climbing the corporate ladder and never be rewarded for your efforts. But if you put effort into physical exercise, you will guaranteed 100% see an improvement in your strength, energy levels, and general physique. And you will feel so much better about yourself when you do. Diet. I've spoken at length in my other video about why I respect Gen Z men so much. They've made a lot of beautiful adaptations to the modern dating game, and, one of them that I forgot to mention in that video is that almost every young guy I've met these days knows how to cook. For whatever reason, this generation of young women don't really know how to cook. So naturally, young guys learn to do it themselves. Cooking your own meals saves you a ton of money, is much healthier, allows you to control all the ingredients you put into your own body, and is much fresher and tastier if done right. We complain about technology and social media all the time, but this is one domain where you can use it to your advantage. With a single click of a button, you have access to every recipe you could possibly imagine. I personally learned how to cook a mean steak just by watching a few short TikTok videos about it. Another advantage to cooking your own meals is meal prep. If you're a married man with kids, there's no way you can just eat the same thing every day, as your wife and kids will start to complain. But as a single guy in 2024, you can literally prepare an entire week's worth of food at once. There is nothing like eating a fresh homemade meal while watching sports or playing video games after a good workout. Part 2, mental health. A big problem with the men going their own way is that what starts with shunning and isolating themselves from women quickly devolves into isolating themselves from all human contact, and this is very unhealthy. Listen, if you're not interested in dating, I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise. I get it, it's way too complicated these days. But if you're going to do that, it's very important to have close guy friends that you vibe with. Throughout my life, women have come and gone, like seasons. But I've always had great friendships with 3 to 5 guy friends that have lasted anywhere between 5 to 15 years and counting. We've always been there for each other through difficult times, breakups, financial difficulties, family issues, you name it. A big retort to this I often hear is that eventually your bros will get married and have kids, and you won't see each other that much anymore. But I'm not even sure this is the case in the modern world anymore. With the state of dating the way it is, a lot of people might just stay single forever. Ideally, you'd want to hang out and socialize in person. But in this day and age, having close friends who you met online through video games or whatever is also better than nothing. Finances. Out of all the topics I covered so far, getting your financial situation set is by far the most complicated one for the simple fact there's going to be great variance based on the individual. Working out, eating better, and making friends will pretty much universally benefit every guy in the world. Finances, however, are a different story. An 18-year-old in America is going to have a vastly different situation than a 27-year-old in Sweden or a 30-year-old in Korea. There is, however, one universal principle that I believe is important for any guy to learn, especially if you're looking to live the single life. Minimize your burn rate. This essentially means learn to live a minimalist lifestyle and save as much money as you can. Guys can survive and even be happy with very little, as our entertainment vices are generally one-time purchases. A PS5 or a gaming computer costs quite a bit up front, but is good for years and years of entertainment. Try to avoid drinking, smoking, vaping, gambling, and of course, blowing money on girls, as these are recurring costs that really add up over time. Plus, you shouldn't really be doing those things anyways. Mindset. Being a single guy requires a certain mindset to survive and thrive effectively. A couple of books I really recommend are Meditations by Marcus Aurelius and The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. The general philosophies of Stoicism go a long way, as it will allow you to be present and enjoy yourself in the moment no matter your outside circumstances. You also really have to learn how to not care about other people's opinions. Although times are changing, you will still face criticism for your choices, especially from older generations. So learning to be stoic will allow you to really block out all the noise and focus solely on finding your own fulfillment. You already have everything you need. You don't need anything or anyone else to be happy. Everything from here on out can enrich your life, but it shouldn't be something you depend on for happiness. Thanks for watching this video. It took quite a lot of time and effort to make it, so if you enjoyed it, a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated. Until next time.